Welcome everyone to today's webinar information session. My name is Amy. I work at Best Employment, a employment service provider in Toowoomba. I've been invited by RDA, Darling Downs and Southwest, and Lauren to be the host for this information session today. So what we'll be talking about is how to create a resume that works for you. A resume is a document that you send to potential employers when applying to jobs. A resume can also be known as a CV. It contains your accomplishments and skills, as well as your educational background and relevant work experience. Learning how to create a successful resume can help you impress employers and increase your chances of getting an interview, which is what everybody wants. In this presentation, I will be discussing the top 5 tips to help you craft and hone your resume. Resumes vary greatly depending on the individual. However, there is a general framework you can follow. You must present your unique skills and experience, and you should do it in a way that makes you stand out to potential employers. In regards to collating a successful resume, there are lots of important points to follow, and there are a multitude of websites advising on what to do and what not to do. However, today, I will be honing in on the 5 most useful tips. So, the first one will be about formatting, then contact information, work experience and skills, referees, and proofreading. So choosing a professional layout and font is the first step to creating a successful resume. The goal is to make your resume as clear and easy to read as possible. There are a number of free templates that you can access, which will save you a lot of time and effort. So these can be found on Seek, Word, My Perfect Resume, Job Jumpstart, and Job Active. Job Active has also just created a career profile section, which allows you to create a thorough record of your work history, education, and skill sets. Once you've created your career profile, select Export as a resume, follow the prompts to select your preferred template and save. Here are a few formatting tips that you should follow. So here's an example of a basic resume. So you need to divide your resume into sections. Use bold, italic, underline, and headings to highlight each section. Name and contact information should be at the top of your resume. This will include your full name, mobile number, home phone if applicable, email address, and suburb. Make sure that the contact information you include in your resume is always up to date so that employers can reach you easily. So if you change your phone number, please change your resume. You should always include your email address, but please avoid using something that might sound unprofessional. For example, iamastar@email.com.au. You can also include your social media accounts and professional websites or portfolios, but only if you believe they enhance your professional standing. Summary or objective is the next little bit. This is specific to the job that you are applying for. A resume objective states your career goals. It can be as simple as stating your desired job title, or it can show where you have been and where you hope to go in your career. One little tip If you are applying for a job as a kitchen hand and your current career objective states you are seeking labouring work, you will need to make an adjustment to your statement to reflect the industry you're seeking employment in and why. Career history. This includes paid employment, work experience, or volunteering work. It is better to include all variations of employment rather than leave large gaps between your full-time jobs. This information can also improve your career prospects because it shows that you are a well-rounded candidate. List your employment history in reverse chronological order from most recent to least recent. Education and qualifications. In this section, you can include anything in relation to schooling. So if applicable, the highest year you completed school, any vocational placement. So if you've completed a certificate or any diplomas or any other higher levels at TAFE or university or a registered RTO, list those in this section. You can also include tickets and licenses. So this would include if you have a blue card, so working with Children Check, first aid, HR license. The next section we have is highlighting your key skill sets. These can include hard skills or soft skills. So if you have a look at this little diagram, so hard skills are usually related to a particular field and require specific knowledge in order for them to be gained. So for example, machine operation or computer programming. Soft skills are the skills that enable you to fit in at a workplace. They include your personality, attitude, flexibility, motivation, and manners. So an example would be your leadership skills or your teamwork. Optimizing your skills will also put you ahead of all the other all other applicants. Some employers may receive hundreds of applications for one vacancy. First, look through the job description you are applying for and pinpoint what skills and qualifications the employer is looking for. List relevant hard and soft skills you have and see which one matches the required roles and responsibilities. Include these keywords in your skills section. Time-poor employers may utilise a talent selection algorithm to screen resumes. It is a complex set of instructions that tells a computer program exactly what to look for in a candidate's job application and how to decide which applicants show the most potential and which should be disqualified from a search, which is why optimising your skills is critical. So as you can see, there's a couple of examples here on the screen. So the highlighted or circled keywords would be the words that you would need to include in your resume. So referees, you should aim to have no less than 2 names listed. On this example, it does say available upon request, but we suggest you always have at least 2 people listed on your resume. So referees give a potential employer information about your past work experience, skills, character, and conduct. This information backs up what you have said on your resume. Make sure you have asked all of your referees permission to include them in your resume. If you have, go through their contact information to see it is all up to date. The people who agree to be your referees could have changed jobs, which means their contact information might be out of date. If you do not have any professional referees, consider adding on a personal contact. So this could be a family or community member. Proofreading is critical. You should always edit and proofread your resume to ensure it does not have grammatical errors and that the language is simple but professional. The information you provide should be concise and easy to read as well. Avoid using slang or shortened words, for example, cert instead of certificate. Write your content using a basic font. When choosing a font, use 11 to 12 point for normal text and 15 to 16 point for headings. Make sure to choose a professional font that is easy to read, such as Times New Roman. Ensure that your resume is short. Try to stick to 2 pages at the most. So you will have to keep your resume up to date as much as possible and current. By having an update resume on hand, you'll be able to quickly apply for employment opportunities when they arise. Updating your resume regularly lets you add things on as they happen so you don't forget any important information. It also refocuses your goals and career objectives. One last note, please upload your resume to your career platform profiles. Recruiters frequently search, and Indeed for suitable applicants for their positions instead of posting or advertising a position. So hopefully throughout today's information session, I have shed some light on how to create a resume that works for you. If anyone has any questions, I'm happy to answer those. No one has anything specific to ask at all? All right, so if there's no one wanting any extra advice, thank you again for listening, and I'm sure all my tips that I've given you will give you some successful outcomes in writing a successful resume. Thank you for attending.